All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another sick ADV video. Today I've got a bit of an interesting one. I'm calling this video something like the beauty of making mistakes in competitive Pokemon or learning from your mistakes. I think learning from your mistakes is sort of uh, ideally what happens as you team build and as you review games. And um, I've been getting quite tilted today. I've been playing the team that we're about to watch, and I don't think it's very good quite yet. Um, but we're in for a bit of a long one here. And before we start this one, you can see I have a certain video queued up. Um, I'm reading this book right now. My parents got it for me for my birthday. It's called The Age of Cage. Um, the Age of Cage. And The Age of Cage, it's got that cute little uh, Nic Cage icon. Um, it's a retrospective of Nicolas Cage's career, and I've been interested in Nicolas Cage for a while. Last year, I was planning a party that was Nicolas Cage themed and would essentially be a movie marathon, and I still haven't done it yet. But this book is serving as kind of research. And a movie I watched recently was this very bad film. Some people say Zandalee. It's this sort of like erotic film where Erica Anderson is basically a piece of meat and isn't much of a person at all besides someone who Nic Cage wants to um, fuck a lot. Anyways, Nic Cage, I think, is a very interesting parallel to the topic of this video because a lot of his work isn't that great. People say, I think, Nic Cage, whether you like him or you don't like him, I think whether you don't like him or you do like him, I think we can all agree that he puts his heart into his performances. And anyway, whether it's good or bad, um, this movie, the director and Nic Cage, I'm sure, learned from it. Anyway, let's take a look at this. It's it's incredible. This is me today, like, uh, getting clinched twice in a row against a burnt Tyranitar plus 2 burnt Tyranitar and trying to stall him with Blissey. I probably should have just clicked Ice Beam. That was fuck you was to my opponent. But this is about as mad as I've been today. And that's way more mad than I've been today. But anyway, Nic Cage, someone who I'm sure has learned a lot from his mistakes. Let's take a look at this replay. This is a long one, so we're probably gonna just not the beginning. We're not gonna have on hyperspeed, but okay, Will-O-Wisp. I don't like the move Will-O-Wisp. I think it's not. I gotta do something about it. I hate missing Will-O-Wisp. Some would say Will-O-Miss. Um, but really important in this early game to eliminate um, this Marowak. Because as we'll see, Marowak is kind of the thing uh, that allows this would have allowed this game to be a little bit faster. And okay, learning from your mistakes. Big mistake incoming. So this is defensive Gengar, and if we take a look real quick just at all the Salamances, okay, Ice Punch, guaranteed kill, Choice Band, not guaranteed, 93%, Dragon Dance, 56% chance to kill. Okay, keep that in mind. He's full HP. This team does not have Sif. '91. Oh, I guess he has some extra bulk. So anyway, and then what does he do? Boom, dead. This will end up being a really crucial mistake. What could I have done there? I don't remember. I could have gone. Let's see. I've got a Flygon. I've got a Skarmory in the back. If it's Dragon Dance, I mean this is Dragon Dance as we'll learn, but it's kind of a weird Salamence. But like we don't know anything here, and possibly the safest bet is I have a Blissey in the back, and if he wasn't, uh, there's also no spikes. So if he wasn't, um, if he was mixed, for instance, perhaps Blissey would have been a good move. If he was choice banded, Jirachi would have been a good move. Flygon would die. Who else do I have? I've got a Skarm, a Zap, and a Blissey. So a Rest Zap. So if this were CB going, probably Jirachi was the best click here, honestly. But I lose my Gengar, and with that I lose a lot of I lose a way to reliably kill this thing. This has a lot of bulk. So anyway, now it begins. All right, so we're gonna turn this up because this is quite a long game. Wishing to the Salamence, trying to get a burn. I don't get it. Toxicking the Suicune. You know, at this point, I don't realize, I think, how long this game is going to be. But, you know, I do know that the Jirachi getting Thunder Waved is very precarious. I think he forgot here that he thiefed the Gengar. Which, whatever, it doesn't really matter. And he has a Claydol. So, just a huge loss losing the Gengar. Not only did I not kill the Ments, I can't spin block. And really it's you know, despite this first giant mistake, I think I really hold my own in this, and it kind of speaks to the gaming I went through. In a later iteration of this team, which I was playing today, I did switch out the Jirachi lead for Zapdos, and you know, I don't know. Skarm could be better. The thing is, like, Mag is. Yeah, are you always switching turn one? Blissey kind of sucks versus Tyranitar, so maybe Flygon? I'm not sure. But I have Zapdos right now. So anyway, this is a Roma Blissey to kind of support this very passive Superman structure. This Superman team just kind of came from... Everybody was playing Superman on the ladder last night. This game's from last night. And, you know, everybody in the old Discord was getting A little tired of that. So we decided if you can't beat him, join him. Um, and I just peck here. And yeah, I don't think I know if he has Ice Beam yet. I don't think he does. I think he ends up having Seismic Toss. But, yeah, I guess I'll just pause here. We've already, I mean, well, I don't know what kind of Suicune this is yet. Hang on. So I'm a Rest Zapdos. This crit's brutal. Now there's a Salamence who may have Rock Slide. I don't know yet. And as this game goes on, you know, I will be trying to conserve PP. I'm being very willy-nilly with it right now. And that's a problem. And one of the things you might notice that I'm playing to right now is I'm trying to get this Claydol toxic. Because if that thing gets toxic, like, it's on a timer. And that means I can keep my spikes and I can kill these two guys. And I'm just tossing toxics here. I think that's kind of a mini mistake I made, but kind of, you know, not realizing how long this is going to go. I just threw out a T-Bolt there. I'm kind of getting these turns right, which is great, but, you know, Blaziken just soft-boiled here and he's fine. And just switch out. I'm kind of being ballsy here. I guess my thinking is usually, I don't know, you'd probably, if you have a Wish T-Wave soft boiled, you're probably going to be bold and you wouldn't have Ice Beam. So you just have Toss. So I'm like, Flygon's pretty safe there. And yeah, this Zapdos right now has 21 T-Bolts. And this kind of sucks here. Like, that Blissey so low. Honestly, I didn't really need to throw. I mean, no, I did. I did. I needed to put the Blissey on a timer, but yeah, it's just, you know, it's just getting to the point where we're, you know, how many wishes does he have? All right, this is sort of what the game becomes is, you know, eliminating PP and playing to your outs, which right here is, you know, flinches and crits. If I crit that Blissey there, oh my god, that would have been insane. But yeah, this is just sort of a game where you're just kind of you're I don't know. This game is just so like what is the word? I don't. It's crazy, is what it is. And Suicune has 30 Calm Minds right now too. Just keep that in mind. Um, I don't want to turn this on hyperspeed right now because I just think we're gonna miss some crucial stuff, and I'm really making sure that Suicune doesn't boost up too much. The other thing too with my Zapdos, I've got 27 roars and he's got 22 here, and it's unrevealed, but he has his roar last. I'm also kind of okay to stay in with Zapdos because if he does Ice Beam, I'm Rest Zapdos. It's kind of chill. Terrible Rapid Spin there. Yeah, what I mean mistakes. I mean we can just see here though that getting the God if the Gengar didn't die, you know, like Claydol would have way less of an easy time spinning. And how many spikes do I have? I mean, that's the thing. I have 16 spikes. I can't exactly, throw down spikes willy-nilly, so I have to be really careful about throwing down spikes. Now he's revealed Roar, so I can just kind of like sit here in front of him. Bait a surf. Bait a big surf. That's bad. That do 40. And I kind of have to go here. I mean, if yeah, I'm paralyzed. Like if he does, it's just I'm dead. Get my rest off here. He can just keep calm minding. He's got 24. And I don't think I tried to. Oh, maybe I tried to roar there. I don't know if I'm faster. Now I'm trying to get information, and this is the Dragon Dance. He reveals he's Dragon Dance, but he's bulkier than the usual, like 116 or what is it? Hang on. Uh, 116 HP. So maybe he had like some SPDEF investment. Sometimes you see that on these. But yeah, he reveals he's Hidden Power Flying and Fire Blast. So Fire Blast in place of uh, Rock Slide, or Earthquake. Yeah, in place of Earthquake, so you can hit like Metagross and Skarmory and Jirachi. Kind of interesting. There might be like some special attack investment. Maybe not though. Yeah, he's probably like minus. I don't know. Maybe minus defense. Calm Mind's here, so now I can live one. I don't know why I throw that out. Like forcing a rest. I guess this is another crazy thing about this game. There's just a lot of things that had they gone slightly different, like it would have been over. So T-Bolt, Roar, Chip Heal to 15. Imagine if I got Flygon in and like, oh my god, like if I got Flygon in, he's like pressured to go, maybe not immediately, but like I have such a free, I feel like I have such a free Toxic. I mean, he could go Skarmory there for sure. And I think at this point I have quite a few remaining, yeah. But he'd be forced out in any case. So anyway, kind of unfortunate there, right? Like he'd be forced out. Not to mention if either of us, well, if he had brought sand, and I had this freaking Gengar, I could deny spin, force him in, die to sand after chip, but yeah, he just gets the rest off here, and just, yeah, crazy circumstances of this game. Not so much a mistake, but just like, I think I don't know the circumstances behind the making of Zandalee, and this is me. What am I doing here? Maybe trying not to get tossed. I don't know the circumstances behind the making of this movie. I remember reading. We could find it in the book. As we watch this gameplay here, I still have quite a few wishes, and I'm willing to take the para. Okay, yeah, so the director of Zandalee, Sam Pillsbury, came of age in New Zealand, working extensively in the Kiwi film industry, first as a documentarian, and then as a director. Oh yeah, Zandalee also like the duotagonist slash antagonist is Judge Reinhold as Thierry, and he's like this former writer that Zandalee's the name of Erica Anderson's character, who's like immediately takes off her clothes within the first 5 minutes, which I'm not complaining, but it's just kind of funny. Um, I guess she played. Okay, Erica Anderson, another Lynch veteran, having played two twin sisters in Twin Peaks show within a show, Invitation to Love. Um, anyway, Judge Reinhold's character is like he's got like this Cajun accent, and he's just like so it's so goofy. Talks in this weird accent, and he's like, oh, I can't write anymore, and my dick doesn't work, and Zandalee is so Zandalee's so horny, and then Nic Cage comes along and like weasels himself into the house, and like fucks Erica Anderson at a dinner party while Judge Reinhold's character is in another room. It's really the soundtrack is actually pretty good. I enjoyed it. I don't know why not just go to Zap and soak up a I guess crit chance. What am I saying? I know what I'm doing here. I guess I kind of delayed that. Wasted some toxics and stuff. Um, anyway, how was I relating Zandalee? There's a relation between Zandalee and this game. Um, well, here I'll read this bit. This is from the director, Sam Pillsbury. Uh, well, I'll just read this paragraph. A sincere, if ultimately doomed, attempt to make the cinematic equivalent of literary erotica on a comfortable budget with name stars, Zandalee might have been the sort of film everyone talked about if it hadn't been deemed unreleasable after troubling audience reactions. When we screened the first test screening, half the theater got up and walked out, Pillsbury recalls. I've been really successful in my life. I've made a few mistakes. Zandalee was one of them. I got to tell you something. You win a hell of a lot more from your mistakes than you do your successes. Like this game. Um, Zandalee has a lot of really slow moments, and perhaps that's what's going on right now. This is a bit of a slow moment. You can see that I'm whittling down the PP of Suicune. Suicune's at 12 surfs and 15 calm minds, and that's one of the outs I'm playing to. Here we've got some messages, um, and we'll see some more timer stuff going on. Also, I forget I didn't even say this. I don't know who Shit Rockin' Player is. Newt in my Discord said it might be Fradazi, who is a known gamer, and I think we're both we're spending time thinking, and the timer is getting low, and we're both just trying a game. We're just both trying a game. Speaking of timer, this pussy's been put on a timer. Um, yeah, Zandalee, a lot of slow moments. I had to get up a few times, but God forbid I would not get up and leave. Watching a Nic Cage film is an experience, and um, what else can I talk about? I also watched. My parents also got me. Um, I think it's like 2020. The movie The Surfer. We see a fire blast from the Salmons. So, was it the first time we saw that? No. Uh, what year is The Surfer from? 2024. See, that movie is, I think, really good and uh, has some really solid cinematography. Um, and it's just about a guy who wants to surf on his home turf. Um, this guy is really because he also this burn is kind of problematic. Because he doesn't have a Roma, he can't really roar in the face of Jirachi. I mean, because I might be. Let's go back real quick. So roar, get dragged out. I'm at 50%. If I get roared in two more times, I'm dead. So, another scenario here is I click wish and he clicks roar, but because he doesn't have a Roma, he really. And we're on turn 207. That's why getting this Claydol toxic is so freaking important, and getting rid of these wishes is so freaking important. Because then if Claydol dies, then I can get my spikes down. Doesn't really solve this Salamence problem, but I mean, these two are kind of. Blissey is stopping Zapdos from killing these two, and same with Claydol. So this Blissey Claydol core is really uh, it's holding this team together quite a bit. Anyway, I have to click Fire Punch here because if I get a burn on this thing, um, that's another thing that Blissey um, has to wish to, which means less wishes for Claydol. Um, anyway, that's why I Fire Punch. That's why he switches. And he gets the burn on the Suicune. And there's me going for. Oh, I thought he kept the burn. Maybe I'm thinking of a different game. Or sometime later. I don't know why I'm staying in here. Think I'm. Wait. Yeah. That's another out is getting him to waste rests, but I think I wanted him to roar me there. I don't know. I could have probably gone to Skarmory. Anyway, I roar him out. Another one of the problems with roaring out Suicune is he stays asleep and he can just. Oh, he can roar there. He could have also calm minded. It would have been fine. There he goes. We got a pretty free Zapdos switch here. Waste more of that precious PP. We're getting pretty low on PP. Another thing I have to do whenever Claydol comes in is I have to go to Skarmory. So if he decides to change the tempo of this game, in Boom, if I lose Zapdos, I lose the game. That Suicune still can do things. It has 10 Surf PP. I'm trying to get rid of these T-Waves too, so in the future he can't T-Wave Skarm. He's got 11 left. Here we got some timer stuff going on. We just stopped the timer after a while because this game ended up taking like an hour and a half, 2 hours, and thank God this is on like hyperspeed. Well, it's not yet, but just took forever. What's some other context behind this game? I was watching Two and a Half Men in the background. I've been watching that show recently. It's been kind of like a throwback. The kid Jake, I was watching some of it today, is talking about SpongeBob when like SpongeBob was new. Um, yeah, it's just interesting watching old TV. I don't know. That used to be a show that I wasn't like allowed to watch because Charlie Sheen's character is a womanizer, um, and that's pretty fair. Which is kind of ironic because the movie I just watched, Zandalee, Nic Cage is a womanizer, but it's a very little known movie, and that's kind of bad. Blissy's getting quite low. I have to wish there, and I can't really switch in Blissey because if he roars, then Blissey is pretty much boned. So I have to. Like, this is getting pretty dire here. I have to toxic here, then I have to wish, then I have to protect, and I have to pray that I don't get crit. I don't know why. Like, okay, I get why he did that, but also why? Okay, mistakes in competitive Pokemon. Why the fuck did he not double with the Salamence? Holy shit! He could have just he could have just boned me there. This is some major greed. Like the 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 +3 Suicune. Why did I go there? This is another thing because I had 2.5 men in the background and I was sort of watching it. What the hell was that? Why did I not go? Oh, because I'm paralyzed, maybe? I don't know. Yeah, probably. Oh, because I would have a slower roar. Yeah, okay. I'm a gamer. I'm a known institution in gaming. Got a fire punch. Oh, but I wish there the mix up. Yeah. He's got to be getting pretty low on call mines. Yeah, he has 4. So, like, I'm kind of neutralizing this Suicune by taking 270 turns to neutralize it. It's kind of a pro gamer strategy, being extremely passive. Um, Another idea there is to go Zapdos, but I still don't know if he has Rock Slide, so it's not like safe. That's another thing about this game is we're both playing pretty. We're not taking any major risks. Like I said, this Claydol, uh, it, it could have boomed, but that doesn't really. Yeah, he doesn't want to boom because then Blissey can just kind of get boned. Okay, Calm Minds. It's down to 1, and I have a couple more turns of sleep. I get the Toxic. Kind of crazy. Does his last Calm Mind. So I am going to get hit by a big Surf unless I... That's another thing. I don't know why he didn't Surf there. That would have... Flygon is kind of frail. Um, I... I don't know about that. Because that's the other thing is now I have 7 T-bolts and I have to kill... I have to kill Skarmory and Salamence and Suicune and not waste any on Blissey. So, just kind of another mistake is like I was saying earlier, throwing out Toxics early on. Um, and these T-ball, it's like you really cannot waste it. And I don't usually play Stall because Stall isn't really my style, but I can enjoy some long strenuous battles of wit like this game. And does the spin. Also, I've got 18 drill packs, and he's got his drill peck resist here in Skarmory. And yeah, maybe HP fighting is the hot new innovation or something that hits both Blissey and Claydol neutrally and is like physical. Here's an insane turn. Okay, turn 300. Yeah. Okay. So here's the deal. Uh, I've got 4 earthquakes, and if he goes Suicune, then I've got 2 earthquakes. So this Blissey is like, it's so crucial to get rid of this thing. I crit it. I have an opportunity here. What happens? He goes Scarm. I blank one. I kind of have to do that because if I rock slide, maybe I could get a flinch, but like it's turn 300. It's another thing about these long games. At least me, I get a little desperate. I'm used to more offensive teams. He's got a spin here. I get the toxic, huge toxic, and I predict the switch beautifully. I get baited there. That's pretty big mistake. I thought I made I made 2 major mistakes this game, but a lot of little mistakes, and he gets his softball. So just oh, is there any way I? Whoops, that's not what I meant to do. I would go like turn to 300. Um, crit, toxic. Go here. So Flygon on Bussy. It, I mean, he did double to Skarmory before. So maybe there's a world where I just go Zap. Or there's a world where okay, yeah. So probably what I should have done. I also have 3 spikes left. So that's another factor is I don't want to just spike willy-nilly. Really what I want to be doing is I think another mistake I was making early on, probably before or I'm sure we could find it like if I looked closely at this game, but making 3 layers instead of just one, knowing that I have no way to spin block. That's in my opinion, if probably what I should have been doing is making 1 layer instead of trying to get multiple layers, because he has 64 rapid spins and I've got 32 spikes. So 1 layer in this scenario is actually better because I have more opportunities. You know. So yeah, maybe here I could have spiked and then his Claydol would have to come in and spin, and then I could ship it further with like oh god, maybe I get Blissey in somehow. So let's just think about this. I go Scarm, I click Spike. He might just double immediately to Claydol, but that's all right because then he would get shipped. He would have to wish. Could could have worked, but instead I quake. I fall for the bait, and I got this bad matchup here, just bad. And now I'm Skarmory on Blissey, and it's just so yeah, just a lot of these stall games. There's like a lot of Zoomers. I think don't like playing these longer games because they're like, what is going on? This is taking so long. Um, but there's a lot. There's just a lot, and we still have some timer stuff. I can't believe I haven't turned it off yet. We'll speed this up. We're more than halfway through. Um, yeah, I put down one of my spikes. He's roaring. letting more yeah, train going. We've got some stuff in the chat. I turned off the timer. Yeah. We were doing that for like probably 15 or 20 minutes real time. Healing, he's roaring. Surfing. He's gonna run out of surf soon. He's got 5. So if I can also get like Zapdos in on one of the surfs, I can waste them, and then Suicune is only really a roar machine. I also want to get rid of the rests. Um, yeah, you can see where there's a lot of this doubling going on, and I don't usually like playing this way because it's very non-interactive. But now I've got an opportunity to wish and protect. He wastes my protect there. I guess it's effectively the same. Fire punching. And so, like, one of the things I'm thinking about doing here is putting a spike down, so I guess he wouldn't have to click rest on the Suicune. But the Suicune's pretty safe here. You know, he can't get statused. He's got 2 rests left. And just a quick check at the 9 soft boiled. It's not too bad, but you know my guy over here's he's got wishes though. And yeah, we're just kind of at this, not a stalemate so to speak, but you know I can't really. Oh, I stay in there because I know he's not gonna click boom because he's. I think I still have 3 spikes. I've got 1. One is enough to do a little bit of damage. But he can't just boom. He can't do that. And I am just clicking thunderbolts like there's no tomorrow. You know, it's tough. I guess I'm also not scared of Dragon Claw. Oh, he revealed Brick Break. Yeah, just weird Salamence. It's got Brick Break, it's got HP Fly, it's got Fire Blast. You know, Bussy's wishing the Claydol, so getting down to 3. So eventually the Claydol would be compromised. Turns out Sandless is really slow too. I think that Suicune's got 1 rest off. Yep. And I'm just kind of forced to toss here. Ice beaming. You know, the other thing, yeah, Suicune's just pressure stalling my PP. So I'm running out of seismic toss, and that was the last rest. So Zapdos can sit pretty easily on the Suicune now. I can't really break through Zapdos. The only utility that the Suicune has now is Roar and Pressure, and that's pretty much it. So I'm kind of like waiting to use my soft boils. I'm running out, and I can't make his Blissey use soft boiled. Well, I can. I guess I have the Flygon, but I've got 2 Earthquakes and he's got 3 Flyers, and it's dire. You know, it's getting dire. And I'm trying not to use my freaking Thunderbolts, but I need to on this Salamence. A lot of switching around. Wastes the Toxic there. Down to 2. And I'm also just trying to pressure stall with Zapdos. A lot of switching back and forth. You can't really do much with Dragon Dance. I'm also running out of roars. I have 0 roars now. My only roar is Skarmory. So we're both running out of resources, and I think that's one of the interesting things there. Okay, pause. Something happened. Okay. Big mistake for for Dylan, aka the hiker, aka the Dala, aka Skinny D. Okay, in what world does a... Yeah, it just... I knew he had Brick Break. His turn 468. Honestly, if I can honestly speak right now, I just wanted something to happen. I really wanted to kill this thing. And yeah, I mean, what world does a utility Blissey with a Brick Break? It like never does. Um, so yeah, just some. I mean, this is the learning from your mistakes. I had. How did I even get in here? By the way, what happened? I what Flygon. He was Blissey. I doubled a Blissey on the Blissey because we were doing that 1v1. Okay. Yeah. The other thing too, I'm 45%, so stepping on the Legos again, twice more will kill me. Okay, well, no, now I'm at 51. So yeah, man, I just Zapdos sits on this all day. Just a really really bad mistake here. I clicked Ice Beam. I wanted this thing dead. Yeah, just a bad mistake. Um, shouldn't have taken that risk. Saw that play 200 turns ago. Went with the spin. And yeah, it's just the game kind of from that point. I decide that the game's kind of lost. I don't really. My desire to play this out is dwindling. It was a good play. Yeah, I just like how do I even win here? I get rid of the Blissey wishes and then Claydol dies and then but like I still don't have a safe way to hit Blissey and I'm just thinking about that crit that I wasn't able to capitalize on or I think I talked about that spike thing. But we're approaching turn 500 here. I get the Toxic on the Suicune, so that's great. I've got first time. Just pause for this. The first time I have seen this. So see the auto tie. If it doesn't end on turn 1,000, I'm like, can I get to turn 1,000? I've got 7 protects, 10 protects, 9 it's. I'm like maybe I don't really know. New unemployment achievement. This is quite unemployed gameplay. Why did I let the Rachi go there? I don't know. Yeah, the desire to play this out is dwindling. I That was a bad play. So I only thought there were 2 mistakes. That was a pretty big mistake too. If I kept Jirachi alive, maybe I could have made it to turn 1,000. I'm like trying to chip the Mance, and there's no sand to keep the chip on. And the Blissey's got one more wish, so there are ways out. I don't have any Toxics to deal with this, though. And this is asleep, and it's looking kind of tough, and he's trying to get me to get rid of all my Thunderbolts. I got 2 left. Freaking Claydol, smack it full. It's out of wishes now, though. but he's doubling the Blissey to take the T-ball. But the game is pretty much lost here. It's kind of a testament to Nic Cage and Charlie Sheen and all the greats of Hollywood lending me their powers in screaming uh, to make it this far. And I just throw out a T-ball. It does absolutely nothing to the Skarmory. The Skarmory can just heal it off with my Gengar's leftovers, and Dragon Dance you can kind of click not even as both as an offensive like pressuring tool, but also as like not clicking his moves. Not that he's on any shortage for moves like for PP, but yeah, I don't have any Rock Slides. I've got one Toxic, so that's kind of like the last. One of my final outs is toxicking the Salamence, but somehow not having him go Blissey or Scarm. Like it's so dire. And you can see here I'm doing a lot of doubling. I'm really trying not to do doubling because I think yeah, I was trying to talk he was going Blissey to Mence, and that was it. I mean, he went Blissey to Scarm and my Toxic blanked. Got another message from the server. And this, I mean, it's I've got zero roars now, so I've got no Thunderbolts, I've got no roars, and now this Salamence just it wins. There's absolutely nothing I can do. Why do I rest? Why anything? I don't know. I'm playing to my absolute outs here. He gets +4. He's PP stalling me to the end. I love it. I love this game was just insane. And yeah, made quite a few mistakes, Don't just let your Jirachi go because you're tired of playing. Or do if you're tired of playing. And I guess make sure your Gengar is stronger. The thing about this Gengar is it works if there's sand, except not against this guy because he lived on 9%. So, yeah. Also, remember that was a roll. So, like, I mean, he lived on 9. So maybe he had, like, I don't know, yeah, 136 or something. Still a roll. And very few crits. But his team was able to manage the crits and such. And I don't know. I don't really. I don't know if I have much else to say. But the main reason I lost is because I let this Gengar die way too early. And on stall when the name of the game is the Spikes War, you can't do that, and I guess that's a thing I'm learning as I play a team like this, a stall team. That's some key defense you can't give up in the early game. So yeah, that's the video. I hope you enjoyed my little rant about the movie Zandalee. Maybe I recommend it. the plot is, you know, there's some reviews I read on Letterboxd, and I agree with them in the sense that there were a couple moments where the movie could have ended and it kept on going. The plot is Nic Cage and Erica Anderson are in this. They're just trying to have sex the entire time. So if that's something you're looking for, and you know, you want to see like maybe a mistake of a movie on screen and all that, you know, check it out. Definitely not a family movie. Don't watch it with your parents or any of your family. But that's gonna do it for this one. Hope you enjoyed. Kind of an interesting video, and I will be back in the future with another one. Peace.